What's up, guys? All Kush Beats here for buymorebeats.com, and 26-year-old producer, single father. Today I'm going to show you guys how to work this playlist, or the piano roll. For what you don't know, this is the step sequencer, this button's the playlist. When you click into these are piano rolls. So we're going to click into this. Immediately right off the bat, you can see how there's stuff over here. First thing I do is I hit Shift 4. Brings everything that's in this piano roll into view. And then after I Shift 4, I go Shift 4, and then, whatever section I wanted to jump to, I just hold Control, and I zoom to it. Wherever my mouse is, I hold Control, and it's going to zoom to that spot. I can hold Control and roll. So what I'm doing is I'm rolling the mouse, using the little mouse roller, and I'm just rolling it backwards. So first thing, Shift 4, rolls back, hold Control, roll it into where I'm working. Now another technique that's going to help you guys work faster is if you highlight that, then you hit Control B, and it'll duplicate it over. So that works good for duplicating patterns, or work that so that you don't lose the portion or like the patterns that you're making. So for example, so right there that's highlighted, and I'll just hit delete. So if I double click and then bring it across the top, I can hit Control B, and then I'll just click that and I'll drag it wherever I want. If I just want to try to modify it, I'll make a copy of it, move it out of my way, and then I'll work with this portion and move these note scores around however I want to organize it, and then reorganize that, and then maybe take this, pull it back to right there. See, so here's the first introduction of the melody, and then however I had altered it, let's say maybe I did another thing there, mimic it on this other one. See how this is darker and this is lighter? So I put a note there, and then make sure you bring that into the next one, and then maybe add another little bit like that or something, maybe take this out, so that you have what you originally started with, and then you had that extra idea, so you made a copy of this, and then you added that little idea to it, and you're just able to reorganize things that way. So you can click and drag, pretty easy. If you highlight it, Control, and then you can highlight certain notes. If you hold Control and right click, you can zoom faster like this. Really zoom in. I don't use that much. I usually Shift 4 and holding Control is kind of my main navigation through this. A good one that a lot of people use on hi-hats is you can stretch these notes out, and then if you can Control and select it, you can hit Alt Q, I believe, and you can quantize it. And what this quantizing is going to do is it's going to if you play something and it's not lined up on those grids, it can quickly line it up for you. It'll lose kind of the sound of the rhythm. But if you use Alt Q for quantize properly, it can help you clean up your things better. So another thing that people get lost in is the idea of this grid. So all this grid is representing is time. That's really all it does. So if you click on this little magnet area right here, you have half steps, 1/3 steps, quarter steps, 1/6 steps. Now what that's going to do is it's different ways of counting time. So it's going to adjust it so that when you zoom in, it breaks it up a little bit more to click those lines to. If you do 1/4, it'll make even more. But be careful, because if you choose 1/3 and 1/6, that's going to do 3/4 time. And for those of you who don't know what 3/4 time is, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So it's going to sound differently, subtly, but differently. And then half and quarter time is 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. I think in Africa when they used to play the drums, they counted thirds, you know, as to where most music counts, you know, fourths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, when you're selecting those, most of the time, you know, I typically just leave it on line, you know, unless I'm really getting in here, and let's say I am doing like I did in this track, right, see how I clicked into that hi-hats, shift 4, boom, I see it, I go right to where I want, holding control and rolling my mouse pointer. So when I built this, you guys, what I did is, right, so let me just remake it. So I click my note there, drag it to the length that I about want it, adjust this to maybe like say halves. Okay, halves isn't quite small enough, right? So I'll go to quarters. See now I made it. Now I hold shift on the right side of my keyboard, the right shift, and I can chop it. I can cut it like that. But what I can also do is when I click on that note, my mouse remembers that size of that note. See, so if I click on that note, it remembers that size of the note. So if I go up here and I click on this brush, I can paint these in. Oops, click that, and then I can paint these in just like that. And that's how you can make those rolling hi-hats that sound a little bit like this. Oops, they're off. So take a look at it. Roll in here. So you get the idea of it. So that's one of the ways that I like to work the piano roll, more quick and more efficient. A big one, you know, the biggest one, I would say. See how it's moving different now when I'm highlighting? I gotta put it back on line. See line, it moves more blocky to the size that I'm working with. So it just makes more sense to keep it on line majority of the time. Another one that I do, okay, so I'll hold shift, make a copy of it, and it'll bring it, and it'll stay locked in the horizontal position. But what I can also do is I can hit control on the right side of my keyboard and use my arrow key up, and it'll move it up exactly an octave. See how it's still on the A? Now, you know, I'm still holding control down, still on that A. So that's nice to move things around. I mean, that's how I built this octave jump right here. So that mostly covers the piano roll, guys. You know, each of these tools can go pretty in depth. It's just the piano roll. If you guys want, you know, leave some comments. If there's some thumbs up on it, you know, on different comments of different things you want to learn, I'll go ahead and check them out and look into making them. All right, All Kush Beats, buymorebeats.com. Help me out, guys. Peace. Stop.